Welcome to another episode of my Motortown playthrough. Today I'm finally back and it's gonna be quite the catch-up episode. On one hand, I have to catch back up with updates that happened in the meantime since I've been away, but also I want to catch back up with you guys on the stuff that I've been doing. Because while I haven't been making many videos as of late, due to obvious reasons if you watch the recent episodes, I have been playing quite a bit before I went to my family's and did all the stuff there. I think the whole family topic is gonna be something that I may touch upon in another episode. I'm not entirely sure yet, but at some point, maybe I want to talk about it a bit more openly, and then I would maybe do something like taxi driving for an episode and really just focus on talking about the stuff that happened there, things that I learned from that, the way that I'm dealing with it, and that kind of thing. I think that's kind of a necessary topic to some people sometimes, and yeah, I'll just make sure to do something in that episode that people who are not there for the topic can just skip out on and not really miss out on anything. But yeah, the thing is, before I left my family's, I just played the game for quite a bit. Didn't feel like recording anymore to obvious reasons, and yes, I almost have a million right now. And I also got the most important new stuff from the update, at least from the initial version. Also, I finally upgraded the speed taxi here and gave it a nice new look right here, which I'm quite happy with how that turned out. But yeah, I now have the new trailer. I have the Limusi, but only the logging version. And of course, there are a few other things here. So I want to have another round and just go around the island, take a look at a few things because a lot of things have changed in my absence. And yeah, we'll just take a look at those things now, and then maybe next episode or something we'll get into the new vehicles and really have a proper look at them. I wasn't able to do much at that point when I did my first initial look at the new update. Basically, I got informed about the stuff with my family right before that, and I thought that I'll either do it now or never, so there wasn't really much of a preparation time. But the thing is, since I went away, we not only now have the logging version of the Limusi, there are now two other ones, and I'm quite interested in them. We have a tanker and like a flatbed version, or oh no, this is not flatbed. This is for loose material like concrete and sand and that stuff. Let's take a look. So yeah, this is now a cargo space for dumping, 6 tons. So that's quite a bit less than what you get from the dumpy. So I don't know if that's gonna be really that amazing. I mean, this is still a Limusi, so 6x6 if you want to, and that's gonna help out on hard to reach places quite a bit. And the same is true for the tanker, which is also 6 ton, I think. Yeah. And these vehicles are really gonna be quite good for very specific uses. And that's gonna be, yeah, on difficult terrain. Like here on what I like to call the Limusi Trail. And yeah, I found out after making the initial look that the Limusi is not supposed to go to the regular logging areas, the three up here. That's for just regular semi trucks to be going up there. But it's actually supposed to go up into this area, and this is quite a bit harsher of a terrain to deal with, so gotta be careful, gonna take it slow and everything. And it's quite interesting. It's very fun. I absolutely love that we have something like this going on right now. Also, I just want to have a quick look around the map to see if any more additions have been made here. Doesn't seem that way. But yeah, this is something that we'll take a closer look at in a different episode. The thing is, from what I heard, right now you can actually take fuel up here. So that's why we have the Limusi tanker. I don't know if you can also take sand or anything else up there. I'll have to check at some point. So right now I'm not entirely sure what this one is gonna be used for. I mean, could always take it as a different version of dump truck, but with it being less than half the capacity, I think we should also have something quite special going on. I'll have to check. The patch notes are plenty and they are long, so I didn't really do all that much of preparation. The thing here is that when it comes to fuel delivery and not heavy duty stuff, but difficult terrain, there are basically two options here. First up, the Brutus Tanker, which has been in the game for quite a while, and for a single player at least, the whole gas station thing is a bit of a gimmick. I could see it being useful if you want to, for example, fill up the refinery with containers. At that point, you could just place the Brutus Tanker somewhere around here and then just go back and forth between the two places with your semi-truck without needing to ever go to this gas station or to refuel. So that's a legitimate use case for this one right now. But also just going up into the mountains over here would be another one. And apparently you can also just take the 5-ton Kira tanker up there. It supposedly is working out quite well, even though this one doesn't have any of the fancy off-road tools. But we'll have to see about that. I think what I want to do here is, since I already have one version of the Brutus, the Weka version, and I have the other Limusi, I might just take them for a spin, see which one is quicker, and then decide which of the two tanker versions I get. Because in the end, if I want to maybe also take them on the road and go to the refinery, I would prefer something that's maybe a bit quicker than the Brutus with its maybe 100 kilometers top speed. So if this one can go a bit quicker, then maybe that would be an idea. I don't know, I'll have to see about that. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do for right now, and then also check out and do different things later down the line. So I think what we really should be doing now is just take the Limusi and take it for a spin around regular roads. I also know that the medium warehouse has been expanded, so it can now also take in fuel, and then you can take fuel from the warehouse up to the places. So you can use that as a relay station to take a full 40-ton tanker. And, God, this thing is handling a bit weirdly. Then just go from there. You don't need to do the entire trip in the Limusi. But you definitely don't want to try and take the fully loaded 40-ton tanker up to the Oak Log areas. So I'll just be driving this one back and forth a bit just to see what the top speed is. But I think this one is already beating out the Brutus by a bit. So I think I would be rather going for this one instead of the Brutus. It's almost a shame. I was really happy to see that the Brutus tanker now has a really legitimate use case, and then they just came out with another Limusi variant, which is just straight up competition for that one. But yeah, I think for just the unloaded performance, I would go with Limusi over the Brutus. I think in the end, at some point, I'll buy both of them anyways. We'll have to see about that. But yeah, 120 without any problems. I mean, of course, it's empty, but it's also a 6x4 or 6x6 truck compared to the Brutus only having 4 wheels. So I think that might also help performance while it's loaded. So right now, I guess I would rather take the Limusi tanker over the Brutus. There it is. I was a bit surprised that I got away with that maneuver. And yeah, of course by now the different Signs for the locations have been added to Jeju Island as well, which is very nice looking. Oh god. And yeah, this is another thing that I want to have a quick look at. I heard that some of the vehicle dealerships have been changed around, and there are now a lot more vehicles available right here. Things that initially you could really only find at one location, like the Vista, the Bora, and also the Townie. Also interesting to see the Lilliput right here. So a few things have changed about this, which is kind of interesting, allowing people to more easily find the vehicle they are looking for. Like I think, the SM over here, which only used to be available in this space right here near the furniture factory. There's still one over there that you can buy, but you can also now find it over here, which is kind of cool. Making things a bit more accessible. I mean, on the other hand, if you found the vehicle just by chance or by exploring the map, that always used to be quite nice as well. So there's also some reason to have it kept the way that it was before. Maybe it could be a bit cheaper at the other places, that would be nice. Maybe like 10% discount or something if you get it from the niche place somewhere around the island, or I don't know. Just to still have a reason to seek the cars out over there. I think a few vehicles may have been removed here as well, but I'm not too sure. But one big thing that I definitely want to mention, we can now buy the small cage trailer. I'm not entirely sure if it was changed at all. I definitely want to buy it right now anyways, because I love this trailer. And it's gonna become useful at some point. Definitely. I think I may need to spawn a vehicle that I can just move it around with. Get it out of the way. I think, oh yeah, I changed the order. Yep, Bora of course has the trailer hitch. So we'll just quickly go here and just pick up our trailer, move it around, and I'll take a closer look at it at some point. Been looking forward to this, and honestly I always liked the way the trailer looked, and also just its utility. I heard some people say that it is a bit too large, but in the end it pretty much has the exact same size of the cargo bed as the Bora, and I think that's pretty ideal for a lot of different cargo, including the military crates. So if they completely redone the model and maybe shrunk it down or something, it could have ended up being much worse than what it should be. I think or not the devs, but just the people making the initial model, I think this is from one of the Sinti asset packs. I think this one already nails what kind of balance and additional capacity it should have. So I'm happy that they decided to just keep it, at least for now. And again, with it being purchasable right now, I could see them hopefully just keeping it as is. So yeah, happy that we can now have the cage trailer. And I think the last one missing is the tanker trailer now. That definitely is one of the poorer models, and that could do with an overhaul. So I guess that's getting it before we are allowed to own it. But another thing I wanted to show you guys is the new bus dealership. It's just to the east of this town over here. So still a bit more to go, and Yeah, I noticed my bus is doing a few weird things. I don't know what's going on here. I may have to just respawn them and hope that they um, get out of their predicaments. I had one stuck here earlier, so I'm glad to see that that one is rolling again. You know what? Might just try to do that right now. Which one is it right here? Um, SV200 number one. Ah, here it even says that it's stuck. Makes things a lot easier. So, tow to nearest road. Hopefully it gets to the right side of the road, otherwise it might just get itself stuck again. But we'll have to see about it. Another thing I wanted to mention, while I want to play the game some more, while I want to pick up video making again, I'm not entirely sure if it's gonna be a consistent thing. I'm definitely not over what happened with my dad. It's, well, it's something that I will have to deal with for quite some time. But in the meantime, it's nice to have a bit of distraction, something to do, and not just wallow in my despair or whatever. I don't know. Or wallow. I don't. You know what I mean. I hope at least. So gotta keep moving, gotta keep doing things, but yeah, in some ways I'm gonna try to take it slow as far as I can, and I'll have to see how it works out. If I feel like making a video, I'm gonna make a video. If I don't, then I won't. I'll just have to see that I don't just end up making a lot of progress in the game and not taking you guys along. There's gonna be a balance for all of this, as per usual. But here we are at NEM1 bus sales. So this is the new bus seller, and yeah, as per usual, it has a workshop, it has the whole drive-through service area, which is also in the end just a tuning area. And all the buses can now be found here, as well as somewhere around the map in other different places, including the Townie, which once again I would not recommend as a starter bus. Once you install the bus license, it's gonna be exactly the same price as the Lilliput, and the Lilliput at least has a few more seats available. Although this one is a bit more versatile, you can put cargo onto the roof rack, you can add a tow hitch, or trailer hitch I mean, and you can also use it as a taxi, I think. So in the end you can do a lot of stuff with this, including putting a V12 engine into it, but purely for bus driving, I think this one might win out in the end. But yeah, this is the new bus sales area, and this also means that right now another area is basically empty when it comes to this stuff. And by that I mean this one right here. The heavy duty dealership now has nothing to offer anymore. You used to have everything medium and heavy duty. When the medium duty stuff got removed, as well as the sorry, as well as the tow trucks, and eventually they only had the buses there, and now the buses have another place as well. Honestly, I think they could even divide the whole medium duty dealership a bit further. Could definitely put the semis back into this place here. And maybe just even have one special dealership for all the Kiras. I mean, that's kind of asking to happen with those being just one model family with different different things on the back, different variants. But yeah, this one right now only works as a tuning garage for heavy duty stuff, and there's now also quite a bit of competition here because you can now also go to a lot of other places around the map. So that's pretty cool. That's giving a lot of options here. Let's see. I'm wondering if it would be worth it trying to do one of the deliveries right here, but I think that might take too long. You know what? I'm gonna do a regular log delivery now with a new semi-truck trailer, and everything else gonna happen on a later date. First up, let's go back here. Wait, wasn't there another orange farm? Oh, fuel storage. Yeah, that one. I almost forgot about it. So let's take a look at this one and see what that one has on offer. Also, another thing that has been added was the plastic factory, and we can also get oil for that factory from the refinery, and then also bring everything to the toy factory. I don't know if the price adjustments have happened yet. They have been talking about stuff. Oh, definitely rusting when it comes to driving. Last time I checked with the initial version 0.7.5, it wasn't worth it. The oil was basically the best part of deliveries, and everything else just didn't really live up to the amount of money you would expect to make. Am I still on the right path? I should maybe just put down the GPS marker. So that's all something that I'll need to try again, but last time I checked it just didn't really work out. So I would rather stay away from that. But payouts is something that I think they should address sooner than later as well. I had a few anecdotal comparisons and oh god, I don't remember what it was. I think there are some cargo jobs. Oh yeah, it was stuff that went from, what was it, Northern Jeju Airport and stuff like this down to Gapha. So the different pallets that you need in order to get the farms producing. And the stuff you get out of there wasn't even worth it. Like in comparison to just taxi driving, you were better off doing this instead of going from Gapha to anywhere else. But yeah, this one needs fuel in order to do anything, so I would need to bring it here. Maybe I can do so from the harbor, just to get this started and see how that goes. But yeah, I knew that this place was added. I don't really know what it's supposed to be doing. Maybe this is working out as a cargo hub for fuel, so maybe you will now, instead of just bringing stuff over to, say, the resting area directly, you can just bring it over here and then redistribute it depending on the actual needs of the different places. I'm not entirely sure. Where am I even going? I want to go to Medium. You know what? Maybe we'll do the actual logging stuff in the next episode. I just want to talk about a few things here. So yeah, I'm still a bit out of the loop when it comes to some of the stuff, but some other things I'm aware of that happened. It's just gonna be tough getting them back into my mind and doing so, just presenting them in a concise way. In the end, the whole patch notes, there are just so many things were changed, so many bug fixes and other things. The list is immensely long. So I'll have to see about it. And yeah, there's also of course the new vehicle that I forgot to talk about. This one right here. I remembered that it is there before I saw it in traffic, I swear. But yeah, this is obviously, or at least to my knowledge, based on the VW Kübelwagen. So that should be a fun vehicle to deal with. We'll have to see about that in another episode. I think I saw it at the dealership east of Jeju. But there are definitely some places where you can buy it, otherwise it wouldn't make much sense anyways. So I'll have to see what I can do with it, what it's good for and stuff like that. But that's definitely for later down the line. Right now I have very little need for another general vehicle. Maybe once I get back into the whole event thing. And yeah, I missed the one rally that happened. Basically happened on the day when I got the bad news, so I wasn't really down for that. Or somewhere around the time, I don't remember exactly. But yeah, there are quite a few things to check out. One thing that I'm kinda a little bit sad about when it comes to this game. The development is happening in very interesting phases. There is a phase that we had for about 2 months where nothing really happens to the game, and the dev is just working on stuff in the background without anything really coming out. Then we get the testing version, and that brings out a whole lot of new content and changes to the world, changes to the game, stuff like that. And then there's the whole bug fixing phase where we can just see maybe even a new version every day or every other day or something like that. It's really fast moving, very intense and quite interesting, and sometimes alongside that we get a few more items of content as well. And that's really a phase that I would be interested in experiencing a bit more actively. Sadly, this time around, obviously, I've been at my family's for the time, and therefore couldn't really do anything with that. And I just had a skim over the patch notes every now and again. So that was the extent of my involvement, and also being active on the Discord, at least as far as stuff that I could talk about is concerned. Obviously, I'm never gonna talk about or make any suggestions for the new Limusi tank car if I haven't even driven the darn thing. Speaking of the Limusi though, I think the initial version got a bit heavier after a while. It was a bit too light to begin with, and honestly, I mean, you can watch back my initial video on the 0.75 version. It wasn't handling well. And I think this could be a very good testing vehicle just to see how the physics are working in general. Because it seemed like that one was heavily affected by anything that didn't really work out with how the game does things. And things have gotten adjusted. It's much better now. How good it is, I think we'll have to wait until the next episode. But I at least want to drive over to the warehouse over here to show you one last thing that I noticed. And that's gonna be yeah, likely the end of the video then. Almost there. Don't know why we would need a road sign over here when there's no real intersection. We'll see how it goes in the future. Maybe we are going to add something here. But yeah, here we are. And funnily enough, we can purchase both, I was about to say the medium, but no, the Jimusi tanker and logging version. So those are the ones that we obviously are going to use in the mountains here. Again, I'm not entirely sure what the dump is for. But one thing that I'm happy that they did, since they want to use the whole warehouse here for some fuel exchange as well. They also put down a few fuel silos and all of that, so it's not just happening without it being justified in the world. So that's basically, since this is now supposed to handle fuel, it's also being equipped with things that look the part. So that's something that I'm pretty happy with, and we are going to check out how that's all working out in a few episodes. Yeah, again, I guess I'm gonna buy the Jimusi tanker over the Brutus tanker, and we'll see how that all goes. But I think next up is gonna be just the regular Jimusi. Does it have a different name now? No. Okay, this is the Jimusi tanker, but this one is not like the Jimusi logging or anything. So that's just the regular version. Good to know. And we're gonna check it out next episode. I bought one already, as you saw in the beginning of this one, and we're going to see how it works right now. I haven't driven it for quite a while, so that's gonna be interesting for me as well. But until then, thanks for watching. Hope you have a good one. Till next time, bye bye.